Good morning, Dave here with Organic Gardening in North Carolina. It is September the 30th and I'm almost out of time for a September tour. So let me turn the camera around and show you what's going on. It's a little chilly this morning after the heat we've been having. Here's my cover crop. Mostly what you see there is radishes and sugar peas with some annual ryegrass. Looks like it's doing pretty good. This is a ground cherry plant. Doesn't have any on yet. I forgot what I had planted, and I didn't remember planting ground cherries, but it looks like we do. Here's my littlest fig tree. It's about 4 feet tall, and it's just now starting to put on figs, which, see those little nodes right there? But they're not going to make it in time this year. Hopefully I can put some mulch over that and it'll survive the winter. There's my popcorn, probably about ready to be picked. Here's where I planted the garlic. Looks like one might be coming up. That might be from one that was already in the ground. Oh no, there is some coming up. That looks like it's in a row. I was going to say that might be from ones that I missed picking last year. Here's a little moringa tree, about 5 feet tall. Planted a row of carrots here and some spinach. I believe that's spinach. I got Goliath spinach, which is supposed to get a foot tall and have huge leaves. They said 1 or 2 leaves will make a whole salad, make a whole meal. So that should be interesting. I have some Swiss chard coming up there too. Here's my Egyptian spinach. Been cutting this plant and using it a lot. We've been feeding the rabbits with it mostly. Here are another ground cherry plant that actually does have ground cherries on it. If you look here, they make these little pods. Get it in the sun. Ooh, that makes it nice and shiny. There we go. They make these little pods, and if you break the pod open, there's a little berry in there, a little cherry. This one's not quite right maybe, but so it might be a little sour, but they have an interesting taste. Yeah, that one's not quite right. There's my ginger. That ginger is doing pretty incredible this year. There's my moringa tree, up and up and up. I think I measured it last month and it was like 11 feet. I didn't measure it this month, but I would say it's 14 or 15 feet. I think it's grown like crazy. There's a pepper plant that I finally staked up and tied up so the branches wouldn't be breaking and falling on the ground. So I made a row of kale there where my potatoes were. And around the corner here, see my turmeric. It's got a nice tropical look to it, doesn't it? The ridged gourd has taken over this trellis here. Looks like it's sort of broken the trellis down. Actually, the ridged gourd has taken over a lot of my garden. See out here on the edge, there's one. Zinnias. They're so pretty. I did plant some fall veggies in this bed that used to be a raised bed here. So there's some sorrel. That's been coming up. It's sort of like a perennial, I guess. Let's see, I put some kale in there. This is arugula. I'm not sure what I planted in here. This is a volunteer cucumber or something. Has nice roots. Looks like there might be some kale coming up there. Not coming up real evenly though. Over here there's some red Russian kale, and I believe this is Holland green. Something that Paul Gucci from the Back to Eden Gardening recommended, said it could feed an army. I guess it's supposed to get pretty big. There's some speckled lettuce coming that I got from NC Gardener seeds. I think this is a peach tree that I didn't plant, just came up. I planted some more lettuce here. It's not, doesn't look like it's coming up real well. And then more arugula here. Looks like I have a squirrel that's been digging in there. Some okra. That's real okra. Of course, my Malabar spinach. Got a trellis on this corner. The raspberries are starting to put out some raspberries in the fall again. Here's some more ridged gourd. Ridged gourd, Chinese okra, loofah. Although this doesn't look like the loofah I've seen other people have. The loofah I've seen other people have for the sponges is like a round, smooth type of gourd. Okay, here's some peppers. They're planted in my tomato cage. These are somewhat hot. I forget what brand they are. There's also green beans growing up here. There's a I can't think of the name. Nasturtium. There you go. Nasturtium flower that made it through the summer. It was on the north end of the tomato trellis. Guess that's why it made it. Look, there's all kinds of loofah gourds all through here too. My stevia plant that I haven't harvested very much is starting to go to seed. That came up from the roots of a plant last year. So maybe I'll have to put some mulch over it and see if it makes it again. Here's my bloody dock, which I thought was totally dead and gone, but it started sprouting out when the weather got a little cooler and a little wetter. Okay, let's see. There's another Egyptian spinach plant. This bed has some lettuce in it. Mostly lettuce and weeds. Then here is my biggest fig tree that died down to the ground because of the harsh winter we had last winter. That thing's probably 7 or 8 feet tall. It's putting out figs, but it's a little late in the year. Those aren't going to have time to develop either, I'm afraid. So I'll probably cut this back in the fall a little bit and maybe put some wood chips all around it, try and keep it warm. Over here is Indian corn. A little patch. And this Indian corn got tall. He got like probably 10 feet tall. That's pretty Indian corn. I might make a little thing out of these corn stalks and put it out by the mailbox for a fall decoration. There's a little basil over here. Don't remember planting that one. There's my Jerusalem artichokes. They're probably 12 feet tall at least. And I tied them up with a string so they wouldn't fall down all over the whole garden. Oh, here's another okra plant. Yeah, put that over here under that string to tie it up for a second until maybe I'll come back and tie it up later. There's some more pepper plants. Look, all the peppers under there. Those are hot pepper too. They're not super hot, but they're just a little hot. If I eat hot food, I get the hiccups. Okay, let's see. I did plant some, or actually I didn't plant these. These are still there from last year. I think that might be a broccoli. And I've got some kale back here. Looks like a red Russian there. And dinosaur kale there. This wall here is all Malabar spinach that I didn't plant. Just came up from the seeds from last year. And I did thin it out quite a bit. Okay, I've just planted this bed here. I planted it with spinach. Trying to remember what else I planted. I think I planted carrots on this side. Planted 2 little rows of carrots, so they get some shade from the sun while it's still hot. Here's some cucumbers just starting to come again. Or actually, I think this is a volunteer plant that I didn't plant. So I'm looking forward to having a few cucumbers again. And there's some cherry tomatoes still hanging on. I think that's about it for the garden. Alright, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tour. We'll see you again next month. And I'll probably do some videos in between next month also. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.